Welcome everybody to another edition of Tutorial Tuesday. This week we're going to be learning about playing in the relative scale of your handpan. So what do I mean by relative scale? So every scale, whether major or minor, has a relative major or minor scale. So every minor scale has a relative major, and every major has a relative minor. So just because your handpan is a minor key or a major key doesn't mean that you can't play major scale music on your minor handpan and vice versa. So the way we can find our relative scale depends on whether it's major or minor. So the handpan I have here today is a D chord, so it is a natural minor scale. So for a natural minor scale, all we need to do is find the third scale degree. For D minor, that'd be D, E, F. So F major is the relative major scale to D minor. All that means is that we're going to be able to play music in F major on our D minor handpan if we just sort of shift our position. Likewise, if we had an F major handpan, we would find our sixth scale degree. So F, G, A, B flat, C, D. So D is the relative minor to F major, and F is the relative major to D minor. So how can we do this in a practical application? So on a handpan like this, the chord, our D, is our center pitch. So naturally, it's going to resolve to the minor with our center note. So that's kind of the way most natural minor handpan scales are designed. Your center note most of the time is going to be that resolution point. So if we want to play in the relative major, we're going to have to shift what note we're resolving to. So now that we know that our relative major is F, this note over here, if we shift our playing style to resolve towards this note, we can play in the relative major key. So the first thing we should do is find our one chord, that F major chord. So that's going to be F, A, C. On this handpan, I have some extensions, so we can go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. F, A, C, F, A, C, and I even have the high F. So that is going to be our new resolution center. So now that we know the one chord, let's find some others that we can use to play along with it. So our B flat major over here, this is now the 4 chord. And the C major over here, this is our 5 chord in F major. So just with those 3 chords, we can put together a pretty cool major chord progression. So by shifting our resolution point to our F instead of our D, we're able to create music in the major scale. So the same goes for major scale handpans. Find your 6th scale degree and then shift your resolution point to that. So the most important thing is to figure out what your relative key is, find your one chord, and then from there we can find some other chords that are going to function to bring us back to that one chord, like our 4, our 5, and obviously there's going to be a few more, but 4 and 5, those are 2 good ones to start with. So play around with that this week. See if you can find the relative scale to your handpan's native scale and make some music in that key. Just because we have a minor handpan or a major handpan doesn't mean that we're trapped in that one key. depending on how we shift our playing perspective, we can create a whole bunch of new music. So have fun with that one this week, guys, and I'll see you next week for another Tutorial Tuesday.